Hello, my friends, and welcome. My name is Dennis, and as you probably know, I am the Boeing 747 captain. And let's just review the interesting website, the Aviation Herald, where you can get all the information about the recent accidents, incidents, and crashes in aviation. And just in 3 days, we have three major incidents. Actually engine incidents, engine damages, engine failures, and I have the video on my channel about the Boeing United Boeing 777-200, and we're gonna get to that a little bit later. But yesterday on February 20th, we also have, sorry about the ads, also had the accident in Netherlands. It was the accident with the Boeing 747 freighter. So as you can see, long tail, it's the name of the airline, it's not the airplane name. Long tail at Maastricht on February 20th, 2021, rain of engine parts. It means that we had uncontained engine failure. So turbine of the engine, at least turbine, was destroyed. It was the engine damage, engine failure actually uncontained, and the debris start to fall on the ground all over this small village. A long-tail aviation Boeing 747 freighter registration, as you can see, this registration flight from Maastricht to JFK, New York, was an initial climb of the Maastricht runway 21. Then engine 1, also private meeting. The engine manufacturer for yesterday's case of United Boeing 777 was also proud meeting. Outboard left hand suffered severe damage and began to distribute engine parts, turbine blades over the village of Meersen, about 1 or 2 nautical miles past the runway end. So the engine parts start to fall down. Very similar, as you can see, very similar to United incident that happened in Denver. An elderly lady on the ground was hit by the debris and received minor injuries. I hope she's okay. So if someone gets the injury, it's already classified as accident, the aviation accident. So it's not incident anymore. The crew declared pan and later Mayday and reported that they had lost engine number 1. The aircraft stopped climbing at flight level 100, entered a hole to dump the fuel, and diverted to Liege, Belgium, for a safe landing runway 22 left about 1 hour after departure. So as you can see, it was more slow way to handle the problem. They were holding, they dumped the fuel compared to United Boeing 777, where pilots did what they could in a very fast manner and actually landed, as far as I know, they landed the 777 overweight. Here, I think they tried to dump the fuel. They dumped the fuel. Actually, it's a good thing because if you have the fuel dump, special fuel dump area, it's good to dump the fuel because it's not. It's better to land with a normal weight than to be overweight for your landing. On Boeing 737, we don't have this option because we don't have fuel dump function for Boeing 737. So that is why if we have the engine failure, we perform the overweight landing. If we have some problems, for example, with tires, in that case, we burn the fuel to not to land overweight, let's say. So a number of cars on the ground received damage as a result of debris falling. So as you can see, we have some of the photos of the turbine blades. Those blades just hit the cars randomly, and fortunately, those debris hit the elderly lady. As I said, I hope she's okay. I hope she's fine. So in this case, we have the injury, one injury of a person on the ground. In United Airlines case, we hadn't had any injuries. It's a good thing. And what can I say, my friends? It's a good management. So here we have the Twitter of airport webcams. So it's the flight radar 24. As you can see, the Boeing 747 was holding. They were dumping the fuel somewhere and just landed in where they landed in Liege, Belgium, in different countries. So they took off from Netherlands and landed in Liege Airport. So yes, nice job from the cabin, from the cockpit crew. Nice, but what also we have, my friends, we also have the Garuda-Indonesia incident. I'll close those ads. Sorry about it. It's very close for me, my friends, this Garuda Indonesia, because I used to fly in that airline. So we have incident Garuda 737-800 at Makassar just 3 days ago. Engine shut down in flight. And my base was in Makassar. Then I was working in Indonesia, so it was my base city. So I used to fly. I know that city. I know that airport, Ujung Pangdang, from Papa Golf, and where again very similar situation. It was also the engine damage. As you can see, we have some parts, some debris inside the engine. Luckily, the engine didn't explode and didn't rain all over with its debris. Garuda Boeing 737-800 registration. You see the flight from Makassar to Gorontalo, sorry, with just 26 passengers. It's a COVID times, my friends, so yeah, aviation crisis. Was climbing out Makassar, runway 21, then the right-hand engine CFM 56 began to pull back smoke behind. The crew stopped climbing at 4,000 feet, shut the engine down, reporting the engine was damaged, and returned to Makassar for safe landing on runway 03 about 25 minutes after departure. Metallic particles were found in the engine exhaust pipe. Yes, as you can see, so the engine, it was the engine damage. If you have the engine damage, um, it's not a good case, of course, because you cannot restart the engine if you have the damage. If you have just engine failure, no, just a flame in the combustion chamber, sometimes it may just went off, and you may restart the engine if you have fan rotation and of course and two rotation. So you may restart and land with two engines, but here you don't have any options. So in all three cases, there were no any options other than land, approach and land with one engine. And let's coming back. Sorry about this ads. Coming back to our incident, United 772. There is no any major updates so far. We have some report from eyewitnesses that witnessed the airplane in the sky. Again, I'll show you this picture. For me, I still confused why the engine was burning. I think that it was the initial part. Then flight crew, they didn't perform at the first time the memory items, so they were searching for the problem. And after that, of course, if you have the fire indication, you need to pull the fire switch, pull it up, and that will automatically shut down two of the valves, of the fuel valves. One is here and the leading edge of the wing, and the other locates just near to the engine, let's say inside the engine. So by pulling this fire switch, you shut down two of the valves that will eliminate the fuel distribution, that will shut down the fuel distribution into the engine. So for me, it's very interesting why the engine was running and burning for such a long period. Maybe they hadn't had any fire indication inside the cockpit so far. We don't know. We need to wait for investigation results. But still, we don't know if it was the uncontained engine failure or not, because you see we have the N1 rotation. Probably some blades are damaged, as I can see from this part of the video. Probably there were no some blades, but it seems like the engine core was not intact. I mean, the N2 rotation, N2 spool, and N1 spool. So now it's very early to say if there were some of the debris from N2 and N1 spool from turbine, as we saw on Boeing 747 incident or accident. No, it's accident. So as you can see, sometimes we have these kind of incidents and accidents happen, and how to prevent those. Actually, we are trained to prevent those incidents to happen, because as you can see, many of airplanes flying everywhere. And if we go and check out what happens to, sorry, what happens to those planes, you see loss of cabin pressure, flaps up landing, cracked windshield, cargo door open indication, burst tires on landing. You may see many things happening to airplanes around the world, but we are trained to deal with that thing. So I'm sure that this century will not see the artificial intelligence flying the aircraft around the world. So this all proper pilot job to prevent this incident development into the air crash. So that is why we are trained. We are going through the flight simulators. It's very rare events, my friends. Very rare. If you open the flight radar, you will see how many airplanes are flying around. So if you open the up here, you'll see how not many accidents we have compared to the flights we have. But still, we are trained to deal with it, and you can deal with this incident just once in your life, maybe twice in your life, but you may not deal with it in your entire aviation careers. That's very rare situations, my friends, and it's still safe to fly airplanes. I hope you enjoyed this video, my friends. So stay awesome and follow the awesome guide checklist. First, like this video, then subscribe to my channel, ring the bell, whatever it means. Thank you very much for watching this video, and have a great time.